The last section of homework in section 8.1 asks us to simplify rational expressions. And so this is really the meat and potatoes of this section. So there will be quite a few homework problems assigned from this section. So it's not giving us a number to actually plug into the variables, but we have to remember everything that we learned from chapter 7. So all of our factoring, trying to find GCF, our special products, just our trinomial factoring, we have to remember all of that in order to simplify these. So whenever we're simplifying, we're just trying to take that fraction or that rational expression and put it in lowest terms. See if we can get things to cancel out. So I have a few different examples up here that we'll work through together to see how using our GCF, our special products, our trinomial factoring can help us to simplify these rational expressions. So our first one is just a monomial divided by a monomial. We have 15xy divided by 3x cubed, y cubed. So what we do here, if we remember in chapter 6, is just divide each of the pieces that match. So look at the coefficients. We have 15 divided by 3. So that's going to leave us a 5 on top. And then we have an x divided by an x cubed. So if we subtract, 3 minus 1 is going to give us 2. But since the bigger number was on bottom, we're going to have the x squared on the bottom. And then we have y divided by y cubed. So what's going to happen? 3 minus 1 is going to be 2, and we'll have y squared on the bottom. So all we did was simplify each of the pieces. We looked at our coefficients, our x variables, and then our y variables, and just simplified by piece. And this is the answer or result that you should come up with. For our second example, we have a binomial divided by a binomial. And in this example, what we want to do is remember our GCF. So looking at this, I can see that I can pull out a 4 from each of these terms. And I could rewrite this as a 4 outside and then d plus 2. 4 times d equals 4d. 4 times 2 equals 8. The same thing is going to happen on the bottom. I can see I can pull out a 9. So if I pull out a 9 out front, I'm going to be left with d plus 2 on the bottom. 9 times d equals 9d. 9 times 2 equals 18. Now what is going to happen to those d plus 2's that are in parentheses? Well, they just cancel out. So what are we left with? 4 ninths. So this whole thing is just going to simplify to 4 ninths. Our last example is a trinomial divided by a difference of squares binomial. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and get this in our 2 sets of parentheses. So I'm looking at the top right now. So I'm starting off with a b squared. So I know I'm going to have a b and a b. And then this is a plus sign. So I know they're going to be the same. So if I jump back, I'm going to see that both of these will be plus signs. And what factor pair of 18 will equal 9 when I put them together? So 6 and 3. 6 times 3 will equal 18. 6 plus 3 will give us 9. So I'm going to have a 6 and a 3. On the bottom, this is a difference of squares binomial. So again, this will simplify or factor to a b plus and a b minus. And then the square root of 36 is going to be 6. So we have a b plus 6 and a b minus 6. Now looking at the top and the bottom, what is happening here? We have a b plus 6 on the top and a b plus 6 on the bottom. Those are going to cancel out. So this whole thing, after you factor it, put it all in factored terms, all that you're going to have left over after all the cancellation is b plus 3 on the top and b minus 6 on the bottom. So this just gives you a start on that last section in 8.1 on the homework. And you want to remember all those different factoring methods that we went over in chapter 7, because that is how you're going to be simplifying all these rational expressions. So when you see those rational expressions, first look to see if you can actually simplify the top and the bottom separately. Is there a GCF? Can you do is it a perfect square trinomial? Is it a difference of squares binomial? Can you just do trinomial factoring? What can you do to simplify the top, and what can you do to simplify the bottom? After you've done that, you'll see that things will start canceling out. So cancel everything out that needs to be canceled, and whatever's left over should be your end result.